जैसे जैसे एग्जाम की डेट करीब आती है हम सब सोचते हैं क्या ये हमसे हो सकता है कि नहीं, एंड देन वी स्टार्ट वंडरिंग। पढ़ाई तो होती नहीं है पर उम्मीद बढ़ती जाती है, एग्जाम से नहीं, एग्जाम के रिजल्ट से। ये उम्मीद की वी विल प्रोबब्ली डू वेल। सो व्हिच ब्रिंग्स मी टू द ओरिजिनल क्वेश्चन, इफ एग्जाम्स आर सो नियर, इज देयर रियली समथिंग वी कैन डू और इज ऑलरेडी अ लॉस्ट कॉज? वेल, सरप्राइज सरप्राइज, देयर इज नथिंग यू कैन रियली डू, इट्स ऑलरेडी टू लेट। सो थैंक यू फॉर वॉचिंग दिस वीडियो, आई विल सी यू इन द नेक्स्ट वन। टिल देन, टेक केयर, बाय बाय। But wait a minute, you have not clicked on this video to be told the hard realities of life, isn't it? असलियत किसको चाहिए? कुछ hope दे दो, कुछ hope. So as usual, there is a hope, and in this video, let me share with you a strategy that just might work for you. So without further ado, let's get on with it. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Dr. Basili, a full-time orthopedic surgeon and also a faculty of orthopedics. So exam की तैयारी करने का conventional method क्या है? पढ़ो, घसो, रटो, questions practice करो, भूल जाओ, फिर revise करो, tests लिखो, दुआ करो और exam को जाओ, right? So why not just follow this standard technique of studying for any exam? Well, you wouldn't be watching this video if that technique would have worked for you or if you had the time to do it. What I'm basically trying to tell you is that not everyone has the luxury of time or the luxury of guidance, nor the freedom to keep trying again and again to crack an exam. Some of us have responsibilities. We have to take care of our family, children, and so we need to prioritize things. कब तक पढ़ाई करेंगे? So these are the people I personally believe are desperately trying to get out of this rat race by securing a decent rank to get something that they need, but they are unfortunately unable to crack it because they are following techniques that will never work for them. That's the biggest mistake these people make. They try to follow strategies and techniques of full-time students whose only job is to study all day long and probably crib about it sometime in the evening with a strategy that doesn't work for them because they have other responsibilities as well. So if you can't do what they are doing, what can you do? You can follow this strategy that involves taking many tests without worrying too much about completing the subjects as a whole. You're going to use, क्या नाम दें इसको? Selective retrospective method of preparation. Fancy है ना? चलो, now I don't know if this technique will work for you or not, but एक चीज तो पक्का है that this technique is much better than the other two techniques that you usually follow. एक तो है कि सब कुछ पढ़ो और सब कुछ रिवाइज करो, दूसरा है randomly पढ़ो और randomly रिवाइज करो. This technique is much better than both of these because in this method what you will be doing is you'll be focusing on the things that matter, that will show up on the exam rather than doing the things that might show up on the exam. Because by this method you will focus your efforts on getting some sort of tangible success rather than chasing those imaginary top ranks. This is going to be something real. But before we begin, I would like to thank Amazon Academy for sponsoring this video. If you're a NEET UG aspirant or preparing for an IIT JEE exam, I suggest giving Amazon Academy a try. Amazon Academy is most likely a perfect choice for you because not only does it have high quality content, it is also very affordable. It uses something called data analytics to analyze the previous papers and design questions or mock exams around that. So it skims through the pattern of the exam, understand what examiners are usually asking and make a new paper out of it. By doing this, you're basically skipping out on giving unnecessary weightage or importance to topics that are not asked on your exam. This gives you a clear direction where you should put your attention at without going through stuff that is probably not going to show up on your exam. Also on the app, once you give a test, you can analyze your result and see where you're weak, thereby giving you a chance to improve yourself. Because remember, if you can't track it, you can't improve it. There are also a lot of grand test and all India mock exams that can help you assess where you stand. And once you're done with this, if you have some time, Amazon Academy also have some live lectures which you can attend and clear your doubts with. Obviously, all the teachers on board are outstanding and subject matter experts. If you want to try it, the link is down in the description. So how does this selective retrospective preparation method work? So there are two things I want you to know. There is something known as core topics, which means these are the topics that you need to focus on. And then the second thing is all the information from those core topics. When I say all the information of those topics, I basically mean all the questions that have been tested previously from these core topics. You need to do both of these things from one reliable source. So you need to identify the core topics that you need to study and also gather all the information about those core topics from that one source. So एक तीर से दो शिकार करना है. So the question arises where to get these core topics from. You get these core topics from grand tests and mock exams. See, as you keep appearing for grand tests, after giving a few, you will realize that there are a few topics that is frequently asked on those exams. And the only thing that keeps changing between them is the presentation of the question. थोड़ा सा variability इधर उधर change कर देंगे, but topic तो same रहेगी. So those are the core topics you need to focus on. Now what about the information of those core topics? Where do you get that from? You get that from from the explanation of the questions that you're appearing for. See, when you're appearing for a mock exam or grant test, the question will be there and there will be an explanation in the answer. That is the information you should start gathering for that core topic. And that's why I was telling you, you need to do this from a reliable source, because this is going to be your backbone of information. No. This is going to be the only source of your information. So you have to really trust it. It cannot have mistakes. Topic भी identify कर लोगे और वो topic के बारे में सब कुछ भी उधर से ही पढ़ोगे. So how does this technique work? So let me show you this. See, suppose there are 3 subjects that you have to read, right? Now in that whole subject, there are going to be hardly say 10 or 12 important topics. Say 10 or 12 important topics here as well. Okay? Now to get access to those 10 to 12 important topics, you will have to finish the whole subject. It will take time, it will take energy, and you have to keep on doing it for all the subjects. Now, once you finish all the 3 subjects completely, you will get to those 36 important topics, 12 into 3, 36 important topics. Now, please understand, when a grant test or a mock exam is prepared, the examiner is basically asking questions from the relevant and important core topics. So, all the questions that are framed on that mock exam or grant test, even if not all, most of the questions that are framed on these papers come from relevant, important core topics. So, अगर 200 का paper है, तो at least 180 of them will come from core important topics. So if you do one complete grant test or mock exam, you're essentially picking up 180 to 190 core important topics in less time. Now, I can understand that all these topics are scattered here and there, but don't worry about it just yet. You are getting the important topics nevertheless. Not only are you getting the topics, you're also getting the explanation of the question. You're getting the answer. You're getting why and why not. So once you start doing this, you will not notice anything important in the beginning. हर exam नया लगेगा, marks कम आएंगे, दिल को चोट लगेगी, confidence shatter हो जाएगा. But after a good 5 to 7 tests, you will get a good picture of what the examiner is going to ask you. You'll understand that a few set of questions will come from that topic. Few set of questions will come from nephrology. Few questions from respiratory. Few questions from renal tubular acidosis. Idea लग जाएगा. You will start thinking like how an examiner is thinking. Now what you'll have to do is start preparing notes. Notes, किसके notes? ये explanation के notes. Let me show you. For example, suppose this is your mock exam or grant test. ठीक है? इसमें से these are the subjects that you have appeared for. All the 19 subjects. So this is the ortho part of it. This is the anatomy part of it. Okay. So what you will do is you will take a notebook, and in that notebook, you will write the explanations or the important facts of those explanations or the important concepts of those explanations in the orthopedics part of that notebook. So this notebook will just contain the important facts and concepts of the 10 questions that you have appeared for on that mock exam. And now you will start repeating the same process with another mock exam that you write. Uske 10 question ke points idhar laake dal do. And the same thing has to be done for all the mock exams that you start writing. Okay, so after 10 mock exams, you will have an orthopedics notes of 50 relevant questions and its concepts. समझ आया? And that's what you're going to do for all the subjects. तो एक ortho questions की एक book बनेगी, anat questions की एक book बनेगी, physio questions की एक book बनेगी. You will end up with 19 books with notes and explanation of only the relevant questions that have been asked. And these are the questions from the core topics, and we have the explanations of these core topics. And this is your best set of notes. Now you're not going to throw away these test papers, because these test papers are important for your revision. Because when you're revising, you're going to read the question and its explanation in the notes, thereby revising the questions and its explanation of the core topics that will show up on your exam. Now, once you understand how to do this technique, the most important question that you'll be facing right now is kya use kare? Because what is the source that you can trust? There are honestly multitude of sources out there in the market. I would personally suggest something that is more reliable, that has been tried and tested by you or your seniors. Because right now it's all about the reliability of information. You can't take risks with that. Next is how to avoid the potential mistakes that you will make if you follow this technique. The first mistake that you should avoid obviously is to find a reliable source. Because if you have an unreliable source, it's like junk in is equal to junk out. कचरा डालोगे अंदर तो कचरा बाहर आएगा. So your source has to be reliable. Now this can be a little tricky, but the point is, once you've decided the source, you have to have blind faith and trust in it. Because now you can't be doubting it. क्योंकि doubt करोगे तो confidence नहीं आएगा. ठीक है? That's the first mistake. The second mistake that you should avoid is getting too stuck upon controversial and crazy questions. See, when you get a controversial question, it is controversial for a reason. There is no clear-cut answer. So when you get something like that, just tell yourself कि ये question अगर आता है, so this is what I will mark and forget about it. Because if you end up going all Sherlock lock homes on it, you'll end up wasting a lot of valuable time. The time with which you could have revised or done few very basic simple questions that are more likely to be asked on your exam. The ones that you will regret if you get wrong on the exam. The third mistake that you should avoid is getting too carried away by the ranks and the score. See, the ranks and the score on these grand tests and mock exams is not for you. You're not writing grand tests to assess your level. You're here to gather information, friend. It's only after you do some 15 to 20 grand tests you will realize कि आपका score बढ़ रहा है. So till then, trust me, don't worry about your rank or score. Just करते जाओ. The fourth big mistake most of the students will end up making by doing this technique is that they will start getting bogged down by the neighboring information. For example, if you're attempting a grand test and you realize that the questions are being asked from supracondylar humerus fracture, just focus on understanding and reading that topic. But मन करेगा ना आजू बाजू ऊपर नीचे का भी देख लें, lateral condyle भी पढ़ लेते हैं, medial condyle भी पढ़ लेते हैं. But the problem is questions वहां से नहीं आएंगे. ज्यादा questions supracondylar से आएंगे. So you have to focus on the core topic and not worry too much about the neighboring information. Now finally, what could be the drawbacks of this technique? Now nothing is perfect, right? Everything is subject to market risks. इसका risk क्या है? Number one, you will not be able to finish everything. But do we care? No. Number two, you'll not be able to feel very confident before the exam. The confidence you get when you finish everything and revise multiple times, वो वाली confidence तो नहीं आने वाली है, but चलेगा. Number three, you will obviously feel intimidated and scared by your friends and peers. It will feel like they have studied more than you, but you just have to trust yourself on this. Number four, because you will feel demotivated, you will constantly fall back to your old patterns of reading everything and revising everything and writing everything down. You have to stop doing that, because trust me, even though it feels like you're leaving out a lot of information for the exam, whatever little things you're reading will be totally worth it, because every minute you spend focusing on this core topic and every drop of sweat that you pour memorizing a random table from this core topic will be worth it, because you're focusing on the right thing. Everything that you're consuming has already been previously asked. So the likelihood of it showing up again on your exam will be phenomenal. If you like this video and want me to dig deeper to help you analyze where you're making mistakes, do tell me in the comments. I'll make a video out of it. If you want a quick solution to improve your scores, this video can help you. I will see you in the next one. Till then, take care. Bye-bye. Also, one very important thing, if you have not already subscribed to this channel, don't forget to do this. I see a lot of you watching my videos without subscribing. Okay, I'll see you in the next one. Till then, take care. Bye-bye.